So, moving on, no, we have here another question. What is the quantum of evidence needed to be established in the conduct of preliminary investigation or inquest proceeding? No? So, on the choices, we have here probable cause, prima facie evidence, preponderance of evidence, and prima facie evidence with reasonable certainty of conviction, and none of the above. So, quantum of evidence or the weight of evidence needed to be established, no, or the reason behind or in the conduct of PI or inquest proceeding, this should be the thing that this should be the quantum of evidence that they should observe or see, no, or the result of their findings could have this quantum of evidence, no. So ano po ba yun? So again, our reference should be the latest. So in the old one, no, particularly in Rule 112 of the Rules of Court, it mentioned there probable cause. No? So if there is a probable cause, then if there is a probable cause that was found out in the conduct of preliminary investigation or inquest proceeding, then they can file the court already in the file the case already in the court, no? So again, that is on the old one. So yan po yung hinahanap nila in the conduct of preliminary investigation. But on the new one, it is not already probable cause. So kung dati kasi probability lang, no, mas mababa. Ngayon, mas tinaasan nila, no? So ano po ba yung pinalit nila? So it's the so-called prima facie evidence with reasonable certainty of conviction. So again, if we are going to answer or on the choices, meron po tayong best answer, no? Then that should be the one that we are going to answer. So it's not only prima facie evidence, but as mentioned in the new rules, it should be prima facie evidence with reasonable certainty of conviction. Okay, so what's the difference between probable cause? Again, if we are going to evaluate it, mas mababa po ito, no? Probable cause. Mas mataas kumbaga itong prima facie evidence, mas mataas na klase ng evidence. Okay, kasi kapag sinabing probable cause, on the word probable, no, probability only, no. So in a scenario, an example would be if Mr. A, no. So Mr. A, nakita po natin siyang lumabas sa room kung saan merong nangyaring krimen, no. So if you're going to ask, if we are going to see, no, is there a probable cause, no? Again, the scenario, nakita natin si Mr. A na lumabas dun sa room kung saan merong nangyaring krimen, no? So we can say that is just a probable cause, or there is a probable cause that Mr. A might have be the one who committed the crime, no? Kasi hindi nga naman natin lahat sasabihin na kapag porket si Mr. A ay nanggaling sa room na yun, ay siya na yung gumawa ng krimen, no? But if we are going to include here, no, if we are going to compare it with prima facie evidence, halimbawa po, no, gawin na natin si Mr. A ay hawak-hawak niya mismo ang isang bagay na ninakaw, no? So stolen property, hawak-hawak niya mismo, no? So again, when we look on the legal maxim prima facie, no, primary evidence, or at first glance in English translation, at first glance or first impression. So ano po bang impression natin sa isang tao na hawak-hawak niya ang isang nakaw na bagay, no? Hawak-hawak mo mismo, nakaw na relo, nasa iyo mismo, in your possession mismo ang isang cellphone na nakaw, no? So anong first impression sa iyo? So the first impression to you is you are the one who stole that property. Ikaw ang magnanakaw. Okay? So that is a prima facie evidence. No, that might serve as a prima facie evidence, no, that has a reasonable certainty for your conviction, no. So bakit sinabi pong reasonable certainty? Again, kasi po hindi po yan masasabi na conclusive evidence or talagang sinasabing ikaw yung magnanakaw. Kasi, bakit? Reasonable certainty lang siya. Merong kasiguraduhan kasi nga, hawak-hawak mo mismo yung nakaw na gamit. Pero, meron din kasing mga ibang senaryo na kung saan yung nakaw na gamit na yon ay hindi naman pala siya yung mismong nagnakaw. Baka yan lang po ay napulot niya, no? Baka napulot lang niya yung nanakaw na gamit na yan, no? Hindi niya alam na nakaw, ginamit niya, no? O kaya kung hindi yan po ay napulot, baka yan po ay nabili niya sa magnanakaw. Okay? So, iba po yung magiging liability niya. That might be in violation of the so-called anti-fencing law, no? Ngayon, yun po yung sinasabi natin na prima facie evidence. So, kung titimbangin natin siya, mas mabigat siya kaysa dun sa probable cause lang. So, yan po yung hinahanap nila para makapag-file ng information sa court ang isang prosecutor, no? So, prima facie evidence with reasonable certainty of conviction. So, ito yan. On the old rule, probable cause lang. Now, we have the prima facie evidence with reasonable certainty of conviction. So, kung dati rin po ay face-to-face lang ang PI or preliminary investigation, so it is only conducted via face-to-face. Ngayon po, tandaan natin on the new rules, allowed na po ang conduct ng virtual preliminary investigation or inquest proceeding. So it can be availed. So again, if it is not if the prosecutor or the parties are not available for face-to-face preliminary investigation, then they can have it on their initial hearing. They can agree, no, if they can have the further proceedings of the PI virtually. So when we say virtual, the use of information and communication technology, or in other words, or in simpler terms, the use of computer or gadgets or technology with the aid of internet or via virtual, yan po yung tinutukoy natin na virtual. Okay? So, the use of online, internet, or gadgets, no, in the conduct of PI. So, going back again, no, in the comparison, no, or to compare yung summary investigation, expedited PI na yan, no? Kasi pag sinabi pong regular preliminary investigation, iyan lang naman po yung na-define doon sa or na emphasize on the provision of the Department Circular number 15, no? So, yun po yung tinatawag nilang regular preliminary investigation. But on the summary investigation and expedited PI, ito po yung nasa DOJ Department Circular number 28. DC number 28. So, ano po yung sinabi ng DC 28 with regards to these two? So, aside from kapag 1 day to 1 year ang penalty regardless of the amount of fine, summary investigation, no? And ano po ba yung ibang description na doon? So, an ex parte proceeding to determine whether a person should be indicted in the court, or in other words, kahit wala po yung isang party, no? Then the prosecutor may determine or may conduct this summary investigation to determine if there is prima facie evidence with reasonable certainty of conviction, kahit wala yung presence ng isang party. So we will base on the evidence that was presented, no, by the offended party, then that is what we so called summary investigation, no? But when we say expedited preliminary investigation, no, so again it is from 1 year and 1 day to 6 years regardless of fine again, no? So that is expedited preliminary investigation. That is what to be conducted. But take note of this, no? This is important, no? Kasi po meron po doon additional phrase that it mentioned. If the cases falls on the jurisdiction of MTC, or MCTC, or cases falling on the jurisdiction of Metropolitan or Municipal Trial Court or the Municipal Circuit Trial Court, then that is expedited preliminary investigation. Pero kapag daw it is falling on the jurisdiction of the Regional Trial Court, then it should be subjected to a regular preliminary investigation or inquest proceeding, no? Kasi meron po yung mga cases na kahit 1 year or below 6 years po yung parusa, hawak pa rin siya ng RTC, or it is being heard in RTC. A basic example of this is yung kasong libel, no? So kasong libel, no, o kaya written defamation, no? So libel, it is or some of it is punishable of an imprisonment below 6 years, no? So instead na expedited PI daw yung ikakandak ni prosecutor, ay regular preliminary investigation, no? Bakit? Kasi nga po, the jurisdiction, it is falling under the Regional Trial Court, no? So again, kapag daw it is falling under MTC, MCTC, and the penalty is 1 year and 1 day to 6 years, automatically they will conduct expedited preliminary investigation. But if it is falling under the jurisdiction, no, of RTC, kahit po yan ay 1 year and 1 day to 6 years yung yung parusa, ay ang sabi po ng DC number 28, regular PI po ang ikakandak daw, hindi po expedited preliminary investigation. Okay, so I hope that is clear on that. So again, when we say expedited preliminary investigation, it is a proceeding to determine whether a person should be indicted in the court, just like on the summary investigation, but hindi po ito ex parte, no? Yan po yung pinagkaiba. So it is it involves the participation of both parties, no? So after case build up, no, or when we say case build up, that is the process or the overall investigation or overall process that is being conducted by the prosecutor, no? That there is again, the one that they are looking on is the prima facie evidence with reasonable certainty of conviction. Okay, so that is the difference of these two. So summary investigation, ex parte yan, but expedited, hindi po, no? Pag in terms of penalties, 1 day to 1 year, no, summary investigation. 1 year and 1 day to 6 years pag falling under MTC or MCTC, expedited. Pag hindi po sa MTC or MCTC, pag sa RTC yung jurisdiction, regular preliminary investigation. Okay, so that is on that part.